G7 Genetics.
This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It documents cannabis breeding, cannabis cultivation, plant biology, and genetics from an educational perspective. No cannabis products are sold, promoted, or distributed in this video. With that being said, I hope you got some bomb-ass buzz so you can roll one fat right where you at and blaze it up. Get ready for a bomb-ass video. Let's go! Hey, yo! I got a question for you. All right? I want you to tell me, what do you think is the best growing medium for the traditional tent grower? Hey, make sure you put an answer to this in the comments because I want to see what mediums you guys are using out there and why. And has it worked for you? Now, I'm going to give you what worked for me and what I think is the best medium for the average tent grower. But what mediums have you used, right? And why? Why is this the best medium for you? I will be reading through the comments because I'm always interested in what my gromies are going through as well. I mean the average tent grower, the person at home in their 3x3, 4x4, 5x5, 4x8, whatever size tent you're rocking in, what is the best growing medium for the traditional tent grower and why? For those that are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Andre, aka Big Dre of G7 Genetics, aka the G7 Snowman, aka the black man with the green thumb, aka the Frost Factory, aka Sub-Zero, the cultivating hero, because I freeze everything I touch. Ice. Yeah, that's right. Icy, baby. Frost. This channel is dedicated to teaching those at home how to grow the best cannabis or the bombest bud ever right in the comfort of your own home. If I can do it, you can too. And I'm literally going to show you how right here, step by step. This is a cannabis cultivation grow guide. That's what this channel is. And for the viewers that already are down with the channel and part of the G7 Genetics family, what up, my gromie? Good to see y'all again. Y'all know what time it is. I'm here with some news you can use. I'm not just here for the views. Don't get it confused. Now let's get into it. Back to the question. What is the best growing medium for you to use in your tent? Let's talk about it. Let me tell you something right now. A lot of people fail because of the medium that they choose, right? They have their roots living in chaos. If your medium is trash, your harvest is going to snitch on you, right? It's going to look like trash. So today, we're answering the real question, what's the best growing medium for the traditional tent home grower? Not the 200 light warehouse, not the I watched 3 reels and now I'm a hydro expert guy. I'm talking about the 2x2, 2x4, 3x3, 4x4, 4x8 tent warrior. The late night defoliator, the runoff checker, the why is this leaf doing that detective. Let's talk about grown man growing. The first thing is you got to stop chasing the hype. Every year there's a new wave. One time they say living soil is king and no bro, Coco is the elite and no hydro is super undefeated. Listen, if you need a chemistry degree and 3 group chats to water your plants, you're doing too damn much. The best routine is a simple routine, a consistent routine, simple and clean. As a matter of fact, it has to be pristine, right? Growing in a tent should feel powerful, but not like you're defusing a bomb. So option 1 that a lot of people talk about and other channels greatly embrace, and I actually like it as well, is living soil, right? Living soil is beautiful. It smells earthy. It makes you feel like you're connected to the planet. You water and you chill. Everything's organic, brother, until something goes wrong. When you're staring at the plant like, is this nitrous? Is this calcium? Is this just fucking karma? Living soil is amazing if you truly understand soil biology. But in a tent, you don't have acres. You don't have the time to just let nature correct itself. For me, I like to watch the plant, monitor the plant, and be able to make instant corrections when I see an issue, right? Whenever you pop a plant into the soil, you got 8 to 10 weeks and rinse due, baby. You better be ready. If you're disciplined and patient, cool. Then living soil might be for you. If you're trying to learn first and stay consistent, it can get frustrating real quick. Now, I'm not knocking living soil. I've done plenty of living soil grows that turned out great, but it's not the medium that I choose on a regular basis. Now, what I do, though, is I incorporate a lot of elements of living soil into the choice that I make. And I'll explain that later, because I do like some elements of living soil, but from growing straight in organic soil, I think I have a better way, personally. But, that's up to opinion. Number 2, Coco. Now, Coco, we call that the gym rat medium, because you're going to have to put in some work when you're dealing with Coco, right? Coco is that friend that wakes up at 5 a.m., drinks black coffee, and just judges everybody. Coco grows fast. Now that's good, because that means Coco grows similar to hydro, right? You can get through your vegetative period faster, and you can get some insane results with Coco.
Badass medium alert! Badass medium alert!
Now, they aren't one of my sponsors, but to be fair, recently in my garden, I've been crushing it using growers Coco 1 gallon and 2 gallon money bags. All you have to do is hydrate them and then transplant your plant into them and get busy. I've been getting some insane results, but it takes a lot of work because I was hand watering. I'm going to try a run where I use drip irrigation combined with them, because I know that's the optimum way to do it. But recently I've been smashing it using Growers Coco 1 gallon money bags. So I cannot say that it is not a good way to grow, but it's just a lot of work, a lot of watering, and very time consuming. All right. For transparency, I'm literally doing a lot of Coco grows right now in 1 gallon money bags that I get from Growers Choice Coco, right? From Growers Coco. It's really good. You get explosive vegetation, you get really aggressive roots, you get what we call a hydro-like performance. But Coco doesn't play. You skip a feeding, it notices. And by the way, when I say skip a feeding, once you're in the flower, you're going to need to water it 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. That's a big dedication for the average home grower to do. If you let it dry too much, you got a problem. You don't check the runoff, you will be punished, because it doesn't really hold much, right? But once it starts retaining the salts, ooh-wee, you don't want to deal with that. Coco is elite, but it demands structure, consistency, and it is very, very time consuming, and you have to be tethered to the plant. You got to be ready to water that thing around the clock. When you wake up, the middle of the day, again in the middle of the day, at night, and when you wake up, rinse and repeat. It's kind of like dating somebody fine. Oh, she a baddie, but high maintenance like a motherfucker, man. Worth it? I'll say it's worth it. If you're ready to put in that kind of work, water it 5, 6 times a day, check the runoff all day, yeah, it's worth it. Is it peaceful? I wouldn't call it peaceful. But if you love control and monitoring everything and daily feedings, Coco is powerful. But you got to work. And I'm sure that you got life, kids, other obligations outside of the tent. And to me, that's where it makes Coco unless you're running a structured irrigation system that can do the watering for you, maybe an auto pot, drip irrigation, hand watering with Coco, which a lot of tent warriors hand water, that could be a big problem, right? So I don't say no to Coco, but just know the dedication that it takes to grow in Coco and get optimum results. All right. Now, option three is a peat-based mix, such as HP Pro Mix. This is what I call the grown man medium. Now this, in my opinion, this is where most tent growers win. A quality peat-based mix with perlite, right? So that you can't overwater or drown your plant. It's balanced. It doesn't usually come with a lot of extra nutrients, so you can control the medium. It's very forgiving. It drains well. It holds moisture. It works with salts. Works with light organics. Remember I said I like to supplement mine with organics so I can do a semi-organic mix? Peat-based mixes are perfect for that. HP Pro Mix, my favorite peat-based mix, is perfect for that. You can feed once a day. You can miss a few hours. You can even miss a day. No problem. You can quickly recover from small mistakes. You got a situation, you can edit and delete and fix that in real time. Now that matters because a lot of tent growers make mistakes, see things they need to tend to, and don't have the time to wait it out with living soil when they can make a quick correction when growing in a peat-based mix, right? You already have strong lights, or you should already have strong lights. The lights that support me are the lights that I love, so I'm very lucky there. Grandmaster LEDs has some of the best lights you can imagine, right? I have grown some fire using Grandmaster LEDs. Check them out, grandmasterleds.com. Use my code G710 for 10% off of any light that you purchase. You should already have good control on your humidity, right? You should already have your airflow dialed in, and you should definitely have a bomb-ass nutrient. Everybody that knows me knows the nutrients that I rock with, which is Athena. I've grown some of the frostiest plants I ever grew in my life using Athena's blended line starter kit. Go over there, use Andre20 for 20% off of Athena's blended line starter kit. But anyway, you should have all these elements already dialed in, and the medium should be the final element that you're using to dial in your grow. You want a consistent medium that doesn't require a shit ton of maintenance, that works every time, that I can actually incorporate the different elements I like to because it's a good solid base medium without a lot of extra nutrients in it already. Then I can go ahead and add in my worm castings. I can go ahead and add in my perlite. I can add in my mycorrhizae, right? So I can add in the different bennies that I want. This is the ultimate medium for me, and what I would recommend to most tent growers, right? Because in a tent, stability is everything, right? You need consistency. Consistency equals yield. Yield equals confidence in you as a grower. Yield after yield, you're going to start to really feel yourself and have some really good crops to show for it. So because it's not a ton of work and you can do quick corrections and is just really stable and consistent, I absolutely, for the record, recommend a peat-based mix, my favorite being HP's Pro Mix, which I am not sponsored by on any level. Let me talk to them for a chat. But no, I'm just playing. With HP's Pro Mix, I really, really recommend them highly for the average home grower that wants to see commercial level results in their cannabis. A couple of pro tips when growing in a peat-based mix or HP Pro Mix, which that's exactly what it is. Number one, do not let your plants sit in their runoff. Don't let them sit in their own waste, bro. Either vacuum that up or use risers to keep the plants above the runoff water. Number two, monitor the pH and the ppm of your runoff. You want to know what you're putting into the medium, but a lot of people stop there. They just monitor what they're putting into the medium, but what the medium is putting out is actually what the medium is holding. So you need to monitor your runoff, know the ppm of your runoff, know the pH of your runoff, and your ppm should not be higher than 200 to 300 ppm of what you're putting in. So if you're putting in 1200, you should see about 1500. If you're putting in 1000, you should see about 1300, 1400, maybe 1500. If it gets any higher than that, it's time to flush. That might not sound like a big deal, but trust me, it's made an immense difference in the yields and the quality of the cannabis that I grow. Okay, so now you know my favorite medium to flower in, but there's one important medium that we have not discussed yet that is a very, very important part of my program, all right? It's the in-between medium. It's the fortified soil. The specific fortified soil that I like to use is Fox Farms Ocean Forest. Now look, everybody talks about Coco, we just talked about peat mix, everybody talks about living soil, but there's an entire different category sitting right in the middle. Fortified nutrient-rich soils. And one of the most important ones in my garden, Fox Farms Ocean. Let's be clear, Fox Farms Ocean Forest is not basic soil. That bag comes loaded, brother, loaded. It has bat guano, fish meal, compost, and all kinds of organic inputs already blended in. It runs hot, all right? It runs really hot. I mean, it already has nutrients in it before you even mix anything. You only simply have to add water. Now that's where a lot of growers mess up. They try to flower in it. And it can be used for flowering. That's just not my preference. Let me tell you why I use ocean forest. I live and die by ocean forest, but I use it strategically. Almost every solo cup you ever see in my garden or facility, that's Fox Farms Ocean Forest. For my seeds, for my fresh clones, for early veg and solo cups, that's where Fox Farms Ocean Forest shines bright. What I'm saying is that's its lane. See, here's the beauty of it. When I started seeding Ocean Forest, I don't have to mix any nutrients. I don't have to guess the ppm. I don't have to overthink anything. I just give it the proper pH water, which is between 6.0 to 6.5. What I usually do is do it between 6.2 to 6.4, and that's it. That's all I have to do. Good RO water, pH properly, add it to the mix, and we're done. All right, the medium is already fortified enough to carry that young plant through. So before I transplant it to whatever its final home is going to be, whether it's a 1 gallon Coco coir bag or maybe it's a 2 gallon HP Pro Mix bag, whatever it's going to transfer to, it always starts off in that solo cup full of Fox Farms Ocean Forest. Now let me tell you why I don't use Fox Farms Ocean Forest for flower. Here's the grown man part of the conversation. I do not like using Ocean Forest for late veg or flower. Why? Because I can't fully control what the plant is eating. The soil is already fortified. It's already loaded. So when you start adding bottled nutrients on top of that, now you're stacking variables. Now I don't know exactly how much nitrogen it's releasing. Now I don't know how much phosphorus is already present. Now you don't know what's breaking down the next week. And during flower, control matters. In flower, I want precision. I want to be able to control the nitrogen tapering. I want to control the phosphorus push. I want to control the potassium levels. I want to control the drybacks. I want to control the overall ppm of the medium, right? And I can't do that with Fox Farms Ocean Forest, right? I've seen some people do some great grows all the way through flower with Fox Farms Ocean Forest. But for me, I like to use my bottled nutrients and control and know how to push the plant, stress the plant, and hit that peak so I can get the frostiest buds possible, right? That means I have to really control every aspect of that grow, including the medium, right? The environment in the medium, the lighting, the CO2 intake. I want to control every aspect of the garden so that I can get my ultimate results, all right? Or I actually do this with Coco as well. When I'm growing in Coco or I'm growing in HP Pro Mix, I add worm castings, I add my Corzay, I add extra perlite, and then I do a supplemental watering once a week that has some different bennies involved, right? Another thing I like to use when I'm growing in HP Pro Mix is guano, right? I get it from a company called the Guano Company, right? And it has some really good organic inputs like seabird and bat guano, earthworm castings, and a lot of other stuff mixed in that is really good. So something good that you can supplement your medium with and give it that organic, like living soil like quality without actually using living soil. That's how you control your flower. Now we're pushing. Now we're sculpting. Now we're actually manipulating the plant. That's it, and that's all. Now in closing, let me say this. The roots are the engine of the plant. You need to develop the roots, feed the roots, therefore you feed the plant, right? And the roots want three things. They want oxygen, they want moisture balance, and they want stability. They don't care about hype, they don't care about reels, they don't care about debates. You give the roots stability, they'll build you a monster. You give them chaos, they'll give you bullshit bud. It's really that simple. Now, if you're advanced and you love dialing the ECN to the decimal, Coco might be your weapon. I'm growing a lot in Coco right now. I use 1 gallon Coco bags, but it's a lot of work. The hand watering is around the clock, brother, like literally around the clock. I'm about to do a few series on drip irrigation to show you guys how you can set up a top quality drip irrigation system at your own home if you choose to grow in Coco that will water it around the clock and give it precisely what it needs, and you will grow some monster, beautiful, sticky, icky colas that are more beautiful than you can believe, right? So I'm going to do a few seed to harvest and clone to harvest blogs showing you guys how to do a drip irrigation system at home if you choose to do Coco. And I'm also doing some hand watering blogs with Coco as well that I'll show you how you can use Coco to grow some monsters. But outside of that, what I really recommend for the average grower is HP Pro Mix. HP Pro Mix, supplemented with some good worm castings and perlite. And man, you're gonna be very thankful on how user-friendly it is and how long you could grow and how you can go a couple days without watering and still be okay, right? If you start monitoring the plant, right? Now, let me leave you with this. Growing is not being flashy and, you know, like a lot of the stuff you see on Instagram or on YouTube is people showing the flashy side of it. For me, it's about being repeatable, being consistent. Anybody can get lucky once, but can you do it again? That's what separates the growers from the hobbyists. This is Big Dre, aka the G7 Snowman, aka the black man with the green thumb, aka Sub-Zero, the cultivation hero, because I freeze everything I touch. Ice. Please like, comment, and subscribe because we're going to be dropping bombs back to back to back. I'm about to try to drop something twice a week. I want to drop long form videos twice a week and short videos. I'll probably drop them at least 3 to 4 times a week. We're about to really start flooding the timeline. So tap in. I really appreciate you guys. Much love to the Gromies. And if you have a medium that you prefer, I want you to tell me why. What medium has done best for you? Why did you choose to use it? And what mediums do you guys think is the best for the average home grower, right? And also, what do you supplement your HP Pro Mix or your Peat-based mix with? What supplements do you use? I told you what I use, but I love to hear back because, hey, I learn from y'all just like I try to teach, all right? I'm always the student. G7 Genetics, quality matters. I'm out.